I'm going to be telling you the exact strategies that enabled me to learn how to become fluent in Mandarin in 6 months and how you can do it too, whether you're in China or not. 一个我最常被问的问题是，你是怎么学会流利说中文的？花了多长时间? Hi honeybees, my name is Busola Deborah. I'm a medical doctor and full-time content creator. On this channel, I talk about content creation, productivity, and lifestyle. So if that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and join this family. If you are new here, you might be wondering how speaking Chinese came into the mix of all of this. So I did study medicine in China, and that was where my love for Chinese language became very evident. I had no particular interest in studying Chinese when I left home at 17 to China to study medicine. But when I got there, I quickly adapted and I became fluent in 6 months. So here are 3 practical steps that helped me. The first one is having a structure. For me, in my medical school in China, we were required to study 1 whole year of Chinese before starting our medical course. So my first year was entirely Chinese. So that gave me the structure that I needed. I used to go to Chinese classes. We had listening, reading, writing, speaking, the 4 parts of a language that requires learning. This gave me a structure, and we're required to pass HSK 3 and HSK 4. HSK is Han Yu Shui Ping Kao Shi, which is a test that basically tests your Chinese level. So I had a very good motivation to keep studying, and apart from that, I was genuinely just interested in the language. So having this structure made it easy for me to know what I'm studying. Every day we had assignments, we had tasks to finish. If you're in China, this is most likely going to be your situation. Even if you don't study it alone for the entire year, you will still need to study it as a language. That is just their tradition. But if you're not in China, you can get structure by booking classes. There are a lot of Chinese classes out there. You could do anyone in person or online. The major aim is just to have a structure that you can follow regularly. Let's say every Thursday by 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. you are attending a class, or it could be every day, maybe 1 hour a day. It just depends on what you have available. But to be able to learn, you need structure, any form or any kind of structure at all. Even if you don't have access to teachers, you can start small. You can start by using vocabulary lists to learn words per day. You can have a goal of learning, let's say 10 words every day, and you do that unfailingly. By the end of the month, you've learned how many words? That's like 300 new words, and you keep practicing them daily. So like having a goal in mind definitely helps a lot. And there's so many resources you can download to get vocabulary, but if you don't have anywhere to download it, I will put a vocabulary list in the description box where you can start from if you really want to take your Chinese learning seriously. And you might be thinking that you have to be in the country to know how to learn the language. Initially, I thought that was what helped me, but I know some people that have been in this country for more than 10 years and they have no idea what to say, how to communicate. So it's more about what you do intentionally than where you are at. And I also know someone who learned how to speak Chinese in Nigeria. I don't know if you know Uche Obekwe. If you're an OG on this channel, you definitely know Uche. We used to vlog together in China then. She learned how to speak Chinese in Nigeria and she's very fluent as well. So if we can do it, you can do it as well. Another practical step that you need to take is to be interested in it. You cannot learn something that you are not interested in. You have to look for the interest even if you don't have it. For me, I was genuinely obsessed with it, and I've been obsessed with language for a very long time. In my secondary school is like high school for those of you that are not Nigerians. So I had the option of learning my native language, which is Yoruba, or learning French, which is a foreign language. And guess what I chose? I chose French because I felt like, oh, Yoruba, I was already in the environment. It would make it easier for me to learn. But like French, it's not something that you just see anywhere. It requires a deliberate effort. So I chose to do French instead of Yoruba. Well, I wanted to speak Yoruba right now, and then Chinese was coming to my mind. That happens a lot. Mo le sọ Yoruba, je parle français un peu aussi. So there's so many languages that just come off the top of my head, and I realized it's easier for me to learn in the place. But for French, I've never been to a French-speaking country, but I have a bit of French knowledge. And my husband is from a different tribe in Nigeria, so we do not speak the same local language. And after spending some time at his hometown, I was able to pick up some things as well. I say things like upandive, undeve, uyakayave, so that is Tiv language. And when I was in uni as well, almost all my classmates were Indians, so they speak Hindi. So I learned some few things in Hindi, like things like that, very simple things. So being interested in the language helps you to pick it up. And the way I pick these things up is like I ask questions. If I want to know something, I ask them, how do I say this word? If I've heard something and I'm not sure what it means, I ask them, what does this word mean? So the more I'm asking, the more I'm interested in it, I'm able to keep keep building my vocabulary, and by the end of the day I have a huge vocabulary of the language. There are also some Ghanaians in my school, so I learned a bit of Chui, Etiseng, so very little things. And fun fact, I was the only Nigerian in my entire class, so that kind of forced me to be interested. Not necessarily, I just think that it's just me as a person, I'm genuinely interested, and it makes life easy when you can understand people and when people also understand you. Being interested in it made me intentional about learning it. So some ways I was being intentional about it is by, like I said earlier, making goals of how many words you want to practice daily. Another way I did that was by listening to Chinese songs. I also watched Chinese movies. So when you do something that you enjoy, you tend to retain the information better. So anytime I learned a new word, I'll look out for the word in a song, in conversations around me. That's how I kept improving, because I did not just learn a word and just forget about it. I would be intentionally looking out for those words in whatever means of learning I'm trying to learn. And another way I was intentional about it, I replaced my commute time with listening to Chinese audio. It could be like an audio podcast, like music that I talked about. So replacing my commute time with these things helped me to keep hearing Chinese, and practice makes perfect. The more you do, the more you hear, the more you know, and so on. Another thing that I did that helped me to be fluent in Chinese is practicing every single day. And when I mean practicing, I don't mean by yourself, I mean practicing with people, because that's how you learn. You feel like you know it, but if you don't speak it out loud, you will not realize what you know and what you don't know. Confidence comes from doing, so the more you speak about it, the more you are able to speak. So for me, I was very eager to learn, so I used to speak with almost everybody. The IEs at my dormitory, IEs are like these older women that stay at the dormitory entrance. They check your in and out movement of the dormitory. So I used to speak with my IEs there. I'll ask them how their day went, I'll ask them what they ate. Anytime I go grocery shopping, I used to ask the person in the store, like, oh, how much is this? Things, very basic things that will make you get confident easily. And just being intentional, being interested in it would go a very long way. And also speaking with Chinese friends, just basically speaking. The more you speak, the better you get. And you might be wondering, oh, I'm not in China, how will I be able to speak to people? I know there are different apps out there where you can get paired with someone who speaks Chinese, like maybe native speakers. I've not had to use them, so I'm not sure of anyone available. But if you are also a language learner and you've used this tip before and you're aware of some, please do mention in the comment section. I'm sure there's so many people that would benefit from that as well. But in the meantime, I'm feeling generous in my time, so I'm going to pick one person that I'm going to practice Chinese with. So if you are someone interested in learning how to speak Chinese and you're looking for a speaking partner, I'll put a link down in my description box. And the first person to click the link and complete everything that is needed to be completed will get access to practicing Chinese with me. So let's see how this goes. Fastest fingers, I'm just choosing one person. Once I get one person, it's over. So rush to the description box now, but don't forget to come back to this video. And if you're currently in China and you feel shy about speaking the language, honestly, the Chinese people, they don't care. They don't care about how you speak the Chinese, because if you just say ni hao, they're so excited because you are making the effort to speak their language. They start speaking to you in Chinese. I don't know if that has ever happened to you. If it has happened to you, let me know in the comment section. But for me, I had so many experiences like that. If I should just say a single word, they get overly excited. So having the mindset that these people are not out there to judge you will make it easier for you to be able to practice. And it's very normal. Your first try is going to be very awkward. You don't even know what you are saying. To not make sense. But the more you practice, the better you get. It's just like anything in life. For example, if you want to start content creation, your first video is not going to be the best. My first video was not the best. Go and watch my first video. I'll put it up there and look at this current video. Can you see the difference? But that took like how many years? I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. If I did not start waiting for the perfect moment, I would never be perfect. So the same thing applies to anything you're doing. If you're learning to play a musical instrument, you're learning to cook, you're learning to ride a bicycle, to swim, anything at all. It's not going to be easy at the beginning stage, but once you put your mind to it, you're gonna do it, and I'm rooting for you. So here are some few mindset shifts to have in order to be able to learn Chinese or just learn anything in general. First one is to have the mindset that it is doable, it is possible. Because if you already doubt yourself before you begin, you've already failed. Because no matter how much you try, you already feel like you cannot do it, so you won't be able to do it. It's not a course, it's just how the mind works. And I know a lot of people say Chinese language is the most difficult language in the world. I feel like there's nothing that is too easy or too difficult. Ease comes with learning. It's just that some things take longer than others. So if you are willing to put in the work and you actually do so, you are going to see your results. Another mindset to to have is that sometimes you're going to get tired and you're going to get frustrated. When this time comes, just remember your why. Why did you want to start learning in the first instance? Are you trying to write an exam, or do you just want to feel cool? Do you just want to know how to speak the language? Do you want to know how to communicate with people? Are you doing it for a job to be able to be an interpreter, or it's just something you want to do, like you just enjoy doing, or you feel like it's something that you want to use to challenge yourself? Whatever reason you might have, it's very valid. And anytime you feel frustrated, because there are going to be days like that, you have to remember your why. All right, guys, I hope you learned one or two things from what I've mentioned already. And right now it's time for our Chinese corner, where I teach you a useful Chinese phrase or word. So today's phrase is I am very happy. In Chinese, you say 我很开心. Repeat that after me. 我很开心. Alright, that's good. And that's it for Chinese Corner. If you've been thinking of learning Chinese, I want you to know that it is very possible. If I was able to do it, you can do it as well. No matter what the challenges are, you are capable. And if you have any specific questions towards learning Chinese, let me know in the comment section and I'll respond to your comments. I really love seeing your comments, so make sure you make a comment. If you learned something from this video or got inspired, you're definitely going to love this video where I spoke Chinese for 24 hours.